Council committee meeting tonight. We do have 5 members with a quorum. I know Councilmember Middleton is stuck in traffic and may or may not make it here. So we do have a quorum. I'd like to open this meeting with approval of the minutes.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Pryor, seconded by Mr. Boykin. Any questions, additions, deletions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Yes, sir.
1B and C.
Yes, sir. Moved by Mr. Pryor and seconded by Mr. Boykin for 1B and C. Any questions or additions, deletions?
I just, 1B and C, okay, no,
Yes, sir.
It's still
Okay.
minutes of
1B and
minutes of
1C.
all committees.
Those are minutes that. Are you good?
oh, yes, I'm
Oh,
good.
thank you.
Sorry.
All right. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you very much.
Over 2A.
Second.
Move for approval.
Second by Mr. Worman.
Mr. Werman. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Number 3, consent agenda.
Mr. Chair, move for approval and acceptance for 3A through 3O.
Second.
Okay. Moved by Mr. Boykin, seconded by Mr. Pryor. Any questions about any one of these individual items?
It's the consent agenda.
The magistrate,
Any questions?
that's it.
Or the magistrate,
Yeah.
if that's what you're looking for.
Any questions?
No,
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you very much. Finance Directorate items. Payroll audit services for Charleston County. A request for approval.
Move for approval.
Second.
By Mr. Pryor, seconded by Mr. Boykin. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank
Chairman,
you.
before we move on, I got a question for Mr. Thigpen. So this man in 17, I know we had some problems, trying to get, a bidder to come out and do the whole thing. Did we ever looked at doing this thing in segments, like when we met with Secretary Hall, she said when it's hard to get bidders, she do things in different segments. Did we ever do that, or is that possible? And maybe save us some money in the long run by doing it like that, since we just got, more or less a no bid, because nobody's bid but just one contract.
So Mr. Pryor's staff is doing a number of things behind the scenes to be able to come back to council and present our findings on different alternatives that we're looking at.
Yes, sir.
And we hope to be able to do that in most likely August or September.
No, right.
But we are doing a number of things to try to get all the facts we can and all the information we can, so council can make an informed decision.
Thank you. I'd like to have that, so, so if we have to vote, we maybe look at doing something like that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. That was 4A and 4B. That's correct?
Move for approval.
Ms. Salisbury?
I think, yeah, we already did that. We
Yeah,
just did that.
okay. All right. Now, number 5A and B, Public Services, Donnie Lane and Raphael Lane, eminent domain.
Approve.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Pryor, seconded by Mr. Boykin. Was that just for A or A and B?
And B.
A and B, okay. All right, thank you. Any questions about A and B? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Move for approval on 6A.
Second.
6A, St. Andrews Public Service District, issuance of general obligation bonds. Moved and seconded. Any questions about this one? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Right.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you very much. Now we come to boards and commissions. Is there anyone here that is applying for one of these boards and commissions, would like to be recognized? We'd be happy for you to come up and tell us which one you're interested in, and you can speak for a minute or two. Yes, sir. You too, sir. Please state your name and your address and tell us what you want to do.
Hey, David Williams, 682 Johnny Dodge Boulevard, Mount Pleasant. That's work address. My home address would be 41 Chadwick Drive in Charleston. So I applied for the Construction Board of Zoning Appeals, and I can give a couple of qualifications or things I feel like could qualify me for that. One of them being I'm a civil engineer, part owner at Thomas and Hutton, and part of what we do is work to uphold the public interest, public welfare, and we analyze complex situations, technical documents, and make judgment calls, which I feel like would be applicable for this position. I have 4 kids in Charleston, and they're all young, but I hope to keep them here as they get older, and I want to continue to make this a great place to live, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you being willing to serve. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next.
While he's coming up, that Mr. Williams applied for the Construction Board of Adjustment and Appeals for the civil engineer seat, so that was 7B.
Right, 7K, okay. All right, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is James Sweeney, 23 King Street. I applied for the Business License and User Fee Appeals Board. Currently working federal contracting on military bases. Recent Citadel grad, and know a lot of people that serve on the county and whatnot. And I'm looking forward to serving, and hope to give all my efforts and provide all my time to the county.
Yes, sir. We appreciate your willingness to serve.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
So that was Mr. Sweeney applied for item 7D.
Okay, great. Is there anyone else? Okay, thank you. So boards and commissions, we're going to do the ones tonight that are one for one, not contested, and I believe that's 7A through G. Do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, I would move to approve the applications for 7A, 7B, 7D, 7E, and 7F, and 7G.
Second.
Okay, moved by Mr. Boykin, seconded by Mr. Pryor. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you. We are not going to do the ones that are contested. Those will be done at our next county council committee meeting, which is, I think, in the middle of August. And a mini council committee meeting, and then it'll be followed by a county council meeting. Next thing is recommendations from the Magistrate Oversight Committee.
Move for a committee recommendation.
Second.
Moved and seconded by
And
Mr. Pryor.
Mr. Chairman, and the reason I'm doing that, I had several conversations with different people, and I talked to our chief magistrate, Judge Singleton Brown, Richard Dean Brown, and this is to get them where they need to be. As you know, on Monday, these folks have to go up and go to the magistrate school. And I will tell you, I was talking to a magistrate, and I won't call his name, but he was saying it's difficult now for, to find people that's willing to serve, because a lot of folks don't want to work on the weekend anymore.
Right.
The younger folks, and so, I think they're going to work out some type of rescheduling, but we have to get these folks through. I had a phone call from Mr. Gabrowski today, and I kind of explained to him what was going on, so hopefully he understood, but we got to get this going, after talking to Judge Brown.
I couldn't agree with you more. They do a tremendous job. A lot of them get called in the middle of the night.
Right.
They get called on the weekends, and they do a heck of a job.
Yeah.
So we sure want them to be able to serve.
And folks got to remember too, by no fault of ours, they're appointed by our local delegation.
Right.
And then approved by the governor. We just pay the bill.
Yeah.
Just want people to understand that.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to discuss it too. I want to thank Councilman Honeycutt and Wehrman for the hard work they've done in this committee, and the comments by Councilman Pryor certainly were well said and understood, and also Mr. Boykin and Mr. Sass. I appreciate all the hard work and consideration. I understand the importance of this and needs to get done, and everybody's working in good faith and to do the right thing. But as I just want to put my comments on as to how I feel. I respect and appreciate, again, the hard work and leadership in this and trying to get it right. It's very important. But, you know, representing that district in McClellanville, it does, on its face, reduce it to 15 hours from 22 and a half hours. And I just would like to put in the record, I did speak to the magistrate who was the one for the last 28 years, and she resigned in April. And she is of the opinion that, you know, she was at capacity and needs those hours. So I'd like to, you know, I understand it'll pass and pass the committee, but I feel I ain't going to vote no because I want it to be on the record that we still need to address that there's a lack of hours. And I did look carefully at all the figures, you know, given to me, and some of the areas have less total hours, but more hours of magistrate. I understand some is criminal, some is civil, but I do feel it was taken from, you know, McCombville's being reduced by an entire day, and I take the word of the magistrate there that they were at capacity, so it's still a need that needs to be addressed. And I do feel, again, not begrudging the hard work and the need to get this done, but it does seem some of the other areas have either less or maybe a little bit more hours, but 2.5 times the hours. And in terms of working on the weekend and at night, I work at night, I work on weekends, and I never have the certainty of pay. When you're working for the county and magistrates, they're getting paid, the government's paying them, they have benefits, they have pay, and they never have to worry like people in private industry about where if you're going to get paid or not, or make your payroll. I think we get people who get to pay, and you're professional, they're lawyers and judges, and you do whatever the heck you have to. But I understand and appreciate all the hard work, and I just felt I needed to put, you know, how I feel about this, and I'll vote no, not begrudging what you're doing, but to put on the record that, as you said, that there's going to be another committee meeting that we need to address and get those hours back, because I understand you had to make adjustments, but I'm of the belief that they needed those 7.5 hours and it needs to be put back. But again, I thank the other committee members for their comments and hard work. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Durant?
Thank you, Chairman Sass. I just wanted to add, for the benefit of council, I think what Mr. Kowalski might be looking at is some work papers that the staff use for purposes of tracking judge hours. And it might be somewhat misleading where you see hours on that paper, Mr. Kowalski, for the judges. It actually doesn't correspond with the court they work in. So we can talk further, and I can show probably a little bit different way I track it to be able to see the difference. You might be looking at a paper that doesn't quite tell you that story. Just FYI. And for the record, absolutely, because of the need of bond court to be able to cover for the weekends, that's one of the big reasons. And like you said, Chief Magistrate Singleton Brown is here, and certainly worked with the Magistrate Oversight Committee. And we are committed to continuing to evaluate the cases and put the recommendations forward to the committee that support the service to our citizens.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, this is Jenny Honeycutt.
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to, if I am permitted to do so while I'm not voting and I guess technically considered absent, make the comment that I appreciate Mr. Kowalski's advocacy for his jurisdiction. That is certainly an area of concern that we want to continue to monitor. I would like the clerk to go ahead and schedule the next Magistrate Oversight Committee for the next 3 to 4 months so that we can evaluate Judge Patrick Smith's caseload and ensure that he is able to conduct court efficiently. And if we need those additional hours, make sure we get that during this legislative session upcoming. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
Mr.
Pryor?
Sebastian, I suggest you check with your state rep. It might be Bustos, and then your Senator Camps, and you know maybe they might be able to oblige what you're trying to do as well, too, to give Chief Judge Brown some more leeway.
Thank you.
Any further comments?
I'll just add, I thank Chief Judge Brown for all her work. administering this is not a easy task, and understand Councilman Kabrowski's concerns, but you've got needs in a lot of different areas that we're always trying to balance, and I appreciate Madam Chairwoman's commitment to making sure that we are ongoing in that process of getting it right. But I think we do need to move folks forward and get folks on board and get them fixing some cases. So, thank you.
Thank you. So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. One nay. Four yeas, one nay. All right. Now, that ends our committees. We will go into a special county council meeting. Freedom of Information Act.
In compliance with the Freedom of Information Act, notice of meeting was posted and agendas were distributed to news media and persons requesting notification.
Thank you. 2A.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Move for committee recommendation.
Second.
Moved and seconded by Mr. Pryor and Mr. Boykin. Any further discussion?
This, because we're now at the council, I don't need to repeat everything, but I thank everybody for their hard work. And I reiterate here what I said before without going into it, but thank you for your work, and I still have the same thoughts. And I thank Ms. Honeycutt for her coming up with the new committee.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Ms. Honeycutt and Mr. Werman. It's a lot of work. They have to meet several times during the year at times to adjust things, which Ms. Honeycutt just discussed. So we'll see how that shakes out. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. This ends our county council committee meetings. Thank you. Pretty quick. If we start